Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a girl, keep your favorite yada yada. I know it's been a minute, a hot minute. It's been a grip, y'all. But I'm back. I had to, pop back on here for several reasons. We're gonna get into all of it in this video. It's gonna kind of be like a life update and everything that's been going on behind the scenes, where I've been, how things been going, a little catch up, a little kiki. It's 10:30, y'all, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kicking ass today. Pardon my French, but I am really doing my thing, my big one. I've been up since earlier, got up late, and I woke up late and still managed to get both kids dressed and at school on time. I'm like, how did you do that? But anyways, give myself a little pat on the back because that was really the highlight of my day. And then I also already filmed a video. I cleaned up, my son is taken care of and well entertained, and here I am about to shoot my second video at 10:30. I'm like, come on, productivity, come on. That's exactly what 2024 is all about, okay? Because we're getting it this year. Okay, so that being said, let me get started. I'm getting ready to film a video, another video, like a what's in my makeup artist kit for 2024. If you want to see that, you have to subscribe to this channel because this year I have so much beauty content coming. Let me just get my makeup bag, child. First of all, what we're not gonna do is talk about my makeup stuff, okay? This bag here, first of all, you can see I barely got it zipped up. It is so stuffed with things. She's a little bit dusty because we just moved into this house, y'all. I've been homeless for like 7 months, and I'm not even exaggerating. So I say homeless though, I haven't been like living on the street, but I didn't have a home. We just purchased this house and it was being constructed and everything, and it's our first home. I had no clue buying a home required so much, like so much effort, so much energy. I felt so drained last year, y'all. I could not pick up the camera. I couldn't do nothing. I was like barely hanging out by a thread. But by the grace of God, we are here today, and obviously I'm in better spirits. I'm feeling great actually. So I'll start off by there, like kind of like a mental check. Oh, I need to go get some brushes because I do have brushes in here, but they're dirty. And I just did my skincare routine and the skin is looking popping, and I really do not want to start the new year off using dirty brushes. It's just like not cute. So let's just get into it. I have no idea the direction that this is gonna go. I'm just winging it, so we will see. I probably should not have said we're doing our everyday makeup because when I'm winging it, sometimes shall we end up with a full face. Okay, so let's do a little mental health check-in first. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not really gonna be talking too much about the makeup because it's not really a tutorial. It's kind of like a get ready with me catch up sort of video, okay? So just pay attention. If you have, I will try to list everything that I use though in the description box. That's the compromise. That's what I could do for you. Like if you're curious, oh, what is that? Like that looks real good. I like that. Let me see something. Yeah, I like this light. So anyways, today I'm gonna actually start with my brows. My brows are microbladed, so I don't really have to do too much to them, but I'm just gonna go in with this brow gel just to give it a little bit of definition. And I should have had a mirror over here so I cannot look over here. But yeah, mental health check. I am doing amazing, guys. I'm doing so well. 2024 has started out amazing. I know this is gonna be an absolutely fabulous year, and I know that because I'm claiming it. I have a completely different mindset. I've grown so much, I think, since the last time you guys saw me. So much has happened since then. This is gonna be a catch-up video, but honestly I don't even think I can really walk you through everything that's been happening because it's just so much, and a lot of it I've honestly just forgotten because I am that type of person. I don't really hold on to anything, which is how I'm able to keep my sanity. I just roll with the punches. I'm very adaptable. So when life throws me lemons, for sure baby's gonna get some lemonade and we finna drink it. because hello, you're not gonna stress me out. So things have been great. Last year is another story. Boy, last year almost took me out. My God, I went through it last year. Last year I was on a mental roller coaster. I was not unwell, but I definitely don't feel like I was doing well last year, mentally. And I only say that because I do kind of struggle a little bit with like depression and anxiety. Depression more than anxiety. And I feel like last year, more than likely because of all the changes that was happening, I was stressed out, y'all. I was really stressed out. Had to get off of YouTube. Kind of like had to dial it back with a lot of things just to kind of help regulate my body and my hormones and my mental and my brain. But even with doing that, I was still struggling so much. I was going to school, had a job, my husband's military, so I'm a military spouse, and we had moved like a little bit before no, we started last year with our move. So we moved to Fort Stewart, Georgia the year before last, like towards the end of the year before last. But you know, military style, they never had a house for us when we moved out here. So we moved out here and didn't have a place to stay at, so we were kind of staying with family and the Army hotel, which was trash. It was like a Days Inn with 3 kids and a dog. And at the time we moved out here, King was just like damn near a newborn, because he's 2 now and we've been here for a year and a half. So yeah, he was like 6 months, which was a lot. Like hello, a 6-month-old and a toddler, because Dana's only 2 years older than him. So if he was 6 months, Dana was like a little over 2. So she in her terrible 2s, and Chrissy was like 7. And you know, we were all in this little Days Inn crammed up room with my dog and my husband, and things are just not looking great at all. Completely miserable. Luckily though, I had a trip planned for Jamaica, so I went home, refreshed myself and everything, and I'm gonna just let this dry down a little bit. In the meantime though, I am gonna probably just do my eye makeup because I don't want to waste my time. I'm on a time crunch because today is film day and I need to seize the moment while my kids are at school, because if you know, you know, you can't get nothing done when you got kids around. They are so loud and they're everywhere. So yeah, for my eye makeup today, I got this palette in like a BoxyCharm box. It's from Rem Beauty, which is my first thing from this company, so hence why I end up in my thing. Because for one, this is not really packaging wise, I don't think I would carry this in my kit, but I don't know. And the colors are kind of not strange, but it's an interesting color story. You can definitely create a lot of looks out of this. So I'll see how this goes today. I'm not really going for nothing too crazy, but yeah. So I do want to prime my eyes though. I don't have an eyeshadow primer here, so I'm just gonna use my concealer. But yeah, so the year started out rough, and then when we came back from Jamaica, they had our house ready by the end of January. So last January we moved into Fort Stewart. That was a completely new experience for me. Boy, military spouses, oh my god, y'all, I can't even, I really can't. But I'm not gonna bash anybody on here, so I'm not gonna go too much into that. But just know, Real Housewives don't got nothing on military spouses. These ladies are just a different level of catty, and it really doesn't matter who you are. Even if you think you're problematic, it just, I feel like it always is something. It's just not for the weak at all. It was quite the experience. I will definitely have some videos coming about like my experience being like a military spouse and blah 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 blah. But that's gonna be on my other channel. So if you're not subscribed over there, you definitely should as well. I have so much planned for this year. It's going to be a great year content wise for us, so I definitely would go ahead and make sure I'm locked in. Get on that subscribe gang, y'all. Don't be a stranger, because then you're going to be having FOMO when you miss certain content and I'm referencing it and you're like, damn, I never watched that. But anyways, yeah, so then that happened, and then as if I didn't already have much on my plate, I decided that I wanted to go to school, because y'all, I've been doing makeup for 9 years now, and I did start doing it professionally 5 years ago when I lived in Indiana. And my artistry has grown tremendously. I've learned a lot, and in Indiana it wasn't required to have a license to do makeup, but here in Georgia it was definitely a requirement to be licensed to be a makeup artist. Well, not to be a makeup artist, but you got to be licensed to do any type of cosmetic service at all in Georgia, no matter what. I think braiding, if I'm not mistaken, is the only thing that you don't have to have a license to do here, but everything else you need a license. So, you know, in Indiana, I try to do everything the right way, period. No matter where I'm at, I want my business to be legitimate. I want it to be something that, one, I can market the way that I want to market it, and that I can leave for my kids. If it's not legitimate, you can't pass it on, you know what I mean? So I had my LLC and everything registered in Indiana. So moving here, I just was trying to figure out, okay, how do I move my business? That was a first for me. We've moved tons of times before, but never like since me having a business. So that was a learning curve. And you know, I basically got all the information I needed on that and made the decision that we're gonna go to school. Started going to school, and that was cool. Like it was cool. But see, the thing is, the way this economy is set up, baby, like a military paycheck is not a paycheck that's enough to feed a family of 5 sufficiently. You know what I mean? Like, of course we could survive off of it, but not for us. The way how I raise my kids, the way I like my diet to be, I enjoy like going out to eat, like certain little things that just had become a part of my day-to-day life. I like certain luxuries, certain comforts. I like getting my hair done, all that stuff, and a military paycheck can't do that for me. So I ended up deciding, okay, I gotta obviously go job hunting, honey, because picking up clientele in a new town was not something that was just happening right away. So I've been in the restaurant industry for like 13 years, so I was like, oh, I know I can do this in my sleep. So got a job at Applebee's first, and oh my god, I don't even know how long that lasted, probably like 2 weeks. Before I moved here, the last restaurant I worked at was fine dining, and I feel like, I don't know why I even thought I could go back to working at Applebee's, but y'all, it was so ghetto. Absolutely hated it. I was like, oh baby, hell no. And this was my first time in the 13 years that I've been a waitress that I've ever actually seen roaches in a restaurant. Like, never ever. And I was just like, oh, that's it. Like, I was already on the fence, but once I saw that roach, I was like, I gotta get the hell up out of here. I will not be associated with this restaurant at all. This place is dirty. I can't in good faith be bringing food to people knowing damn well that there's bugs in this restaurant, and it's just gross. I try to have integrity about everything that I do, y'all, and if I can't stand behind it, I'm gonna just move out the way and just let whoever want to stand on it, but I'm gonna excuse myself. So that's what I did. I quit that job. I think I went to Longhorn. So I went to Longhorn. That was my first time working at Longhorn, but if you are OG, you would know that I actually worked at Red Lobster for 3 years in Indiana, and they're both, well, not anymore for Red Lobster, but they were both Darden restaurants, which is like the name of the company that owns them both. So basically they the training and everything was so similar. I was like running through that training. They had me on the floor in like 3 days. which honestly I've been serving so long, it doesn't take me any time at all to go into a new restaurant and like swat that menu. I'm an OG at this, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, so did the whole Red Lobster thing. That didn't last very long either. One thing about me, I'm not staying loyal to anywhere. COVID taught me that, and COVID actually was the turning point too for me business wise, when I realized I gotta push my business and stop prioritizing other people's jobs and what they got going on and what they've already built for themselves. Like these companies I'm working for, especially these corporate companies, they got their monies with or without me in it. They're making money, like a ton of money every single day. So it just was no point the energy that I was putting into that. I was not gonna make any type of impact or change or anything staying in that space. And I know for a fact I did not want to be in the restaurant industry forever. So to me, if this was not like a part of my end goal, then I was wasting my time. You know what I mean? Because why am I here for 10-15 years in the restaurant industry if my goal is not to own a restaurant? You know, like what am I doing? I'm just not working towards my goals. So at that point, when COVID happened and these restaurants was just like laying people off like flies, and just seeing how everybody was so confused. My coworkers were like, what am I supposed to do, and all kind of stuff. Even us, luckily we had, you know, a pretty good saving habit, so we had money saved up in the bank. But still, it was a stressful time, you know what I mean? Nobody knew what was gonna happen next. So at that point, just observing how Red Lobster handled their employees and the things they put in place to make sure that they were okay was exactly what I needed to see to let me know it's time to get out, like get out. So I started being really serious about my business and like just trying to plan everything that I want to do. I'm gonna have a separate video on like how I started up my business and everything, because y'all, I literally had saved up money, went on maternity leave, and then while I was on maternity leave and it was time to go back, I was just so stressed out, and I was like, I want to have a business, like da 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 da. But I only had about like $1,300 in the bank. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna come up with something, I need to come up with it like now, because my money I saved up for maternity leave is dwindling down. So Deontay was actually the one who encouraged me to really pursue makeup seriously, because he saw that I was just so good at it. But I don't know, that's another story for another time. But anyways, long story short, I spent $1,000 out of that $1,300 to start my business, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a struggle for sure. But any startup business had a struggle period, and if you want something out of life, you really just have to be committed to just cutting it back for a little bit, you know? You gotta sacrifice. Anything good worth having, it gotta come with a little bit of something, you know, just so it feels good when you get it, because you know you work so hard for it, you sacrifice for it, you know? So that's how that went. So being out here, having to do all that and then moving here, it was terrifying, because it was like starting over from scratch, which this is my first time. My business was actually at a point where it was kind of like picking up traction. I had fairly steady business, a steady flow of business in Indiana. So having to come out here and start over was like scary, but there were certain things that I really had like I looked up, you know, like the market out here. The market was way better, because I guess the Georgia girlies are glam girlies. They spend some coins on looking put together, versus Indiana. It's just like not a priority for the people that live there. So like beauty services cost like half the fraction of the price of what I noticed that it costed in Savannah. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll take a pay raise, because y'all sis love some money. I'm actually digging my eyes the way it is, so I think I'm gonna stick to being a matte girl today. I'm gonna just grab some like a light color, almost just like this concealer here, just to set it in place. But yeah, I love the direction of this. I feel like this eye is a little bit more closed off though and smoky, so I'm gonna make this eye a tad bit more smoky, because my, you know, anyways, yeah, so that's how that went. Within a little while of being at Fort Stewart and like having my job and trying to juggle that in school, I realized the things that I was doing, it just was not sustainable. I was driving myself crazy, y'all, trying to be a jack of all trades, trying to do like so much at once. And I even had to start going to therapy because, like I said, my mental health was just like really declining. That was at the point too where I actually came on camera and filmed and was like, yeah, I am struggling, guys, and I'll let you guys know it's tough out here for me right now. And I think that was the last video I uploaded on my vlog channel. And yeah, I had to go MIA, y'all, to take care of myself. It's been a struggle. I had a whirlwind of a year. I feel like I was under a barrage of spiritual attacks. I just feel like my life was shifting, and I could definitely, like, you can tell when there's a shift in your life, you know, the things that you'll be doing, like, it just don't hit the same. You just feel like you're living a very mundane life, and that's how it felt. Like, things were just becoming repetitive. I was like, okay, get up, go to school, then leave, go to work, come home, and, you know, go out drinking after work because I need to blow off some steam or this and the third. It just was annoying, honestly. It was so annoying to me. And even though it was annoying, it was like I was stuck in like in a cycle, like a rinse cycle or something. Like, I was not enjoying it anymore, but at the same time I wasn't stopping. I was just steady doing that for a little while too. And even Deontay was like frustrated. He was like, what are you doing? I was just like a party animal. I don't know, y'all. When I'm going through it, I make, as if life ain't stressful enough, I just make even worse decisions that just make whatever I'm going through 10 times worse. But I don't know, like, people don't usually or don't always think rationally when they are not in a good space mentally, and I definitely feel like I just was not thinking rationally, because looking back now, some of the stuff I was doing, I was like, girl, that's not even you. Like, what are you doing? And yeah, it just felt like a little midlife crisis. And when I went to therapy, what they said was, I went through so many major life changes at once, back to back to back. My body just went into hyper stress mode, because there's certain things in life that are known life stressors, like having a baby, moving, finding a new job. All those things happened for me back to back to back. So it was just a lot, boom, boom, boom. And I was coping, because like I said, I'm very adaptable. I can shake it off and just keep pushing. But the thing with doing that is, like, you're in survival mode. You don't even realize what's going on until you realize you just don't feel good. Sometimes it's hard to even tell, like, why you don't feel good, and sometimes you don't know. Because for me, it took a while before I realized, okay, this is more of like a mental thing that I got going on than just, oh, I'm juggling a lot. You know what I mean? It's deeper than that. And then I also say I feel like I was going through some spiritual attacks, because on top of all of that, I am gonna go full coverage today. I really don't need to, but I feel like this eye makeup is giving full coverage, so I'm gonna do that. Gotta make sure this foundation matches me today, child, because we in the winter. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna see. I don't need a lot of this because the coverage on her is very good. But yeah, so I was just like not feeling good, and it was affecting me in every way. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure that this is a good match before I continue to apply it the way I am. What do you think? I think she's a little dark. I'm not worried about it being so golden, because that's something I can fix with powder. I'm just gonna apply this all over, not my shade right now, but I'm gonna apply other things to kind of like counter this. So you gonna see it's gonna come together. Don't jump in my comments right now and come for me, please. Don't be like, that's not your shade. Like, I've been doing this for a minute. I know, I can see it. Anyways, yeah, so I was just like, dang, this shit is crazy. And truthfully, I've been to therapy before in my life as a child, but I haven't been to therapy in a minute. So going to therapy was kind of like my last resort, because I just needed somebody to help me figure it out, because I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. But I just knew something is going on here. And I say I was under spiritual attack because, y'all, anytime God has something in store for you, or your life is ready to make like a huge transition, the enemy comes at you hard body. It seems like everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and you just gonna be like, dang, I can't catch a break. And that's how I felt. I was like, Jesus, it's just like one thing after another, after another, after another. I met in a car accident and literally almost died, but yet still walked out of the car without a single scratch. Like, look at God. And I was like, holy smokes, definitely shaken up for sure. And I know for sure that was a spiritual attack, because I got several confirmations afterwards that confirmed that this accident was like meant to take me out, you know what I mean? And that was scary for me, like scary. It's like getting a call from somebody and then being like, yo, such and such is coming to shoot you up, like they're on the way right now to come get you, you know? It's like, whoa, like just realizing that not only is death like something that's unavoidable, it could very well just happen at any point in time. It's a crazy reality, and a lot of people don't live thinking about that, especially when you're like around this age, like in your 20s and like younger, because even though we see young people dying all the time, a lot of people when they're young, unless they have health issues, don't really think about death. Like, oh yeah, I could die at any time. Yeah, it's just not a thing. And let me see how I'm gonna fix this. It's just like not a real thing. And yeah, I just was, it was like a wake-up call for me, you know, to stop living the way that I was living. I needed to make some changes. I needed to stop ignoring God, and, you know, just being more prayerful, guarding myself, protecting my space, making sure that I'm not exposing myself to things that I'm not meant to be around, and just creating my own havoc, you know? So at that point, well, before the accident, actually, I decided I was going to quit my job, and I had to focus on what I had going on, because like I said, this is what I want for my life, you know? I have a vision of my life, and some people say I'm spoiled, but I'm definitely not. I definitely do most times get what I want, but that's not because I'm spoiled. It's because I'm a determined person, and if I want something, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna pray about it, and then I'm gonna get to work. You know what I mean? Faith without works is dead. And I gotta pray about it first, because sometimes we be wanting things that's not even meant for us. We just be distracting our own selves and taking ourselves off track, like derailing our own lives. And God, I'm like so thankful that God gave us free will, but at the same time, I'm like, I wish it wasn't this hard. I really do. And if you feel me, drop a comment, because that's been my thing. And I've been having a lot of super deep thoughts like this all year last year. It's just, I've been on a spiritual journey, y'all, and it's been so eye-opening. I've had lots of revelations. I've gone back into reading my Bible. I've cut out certain music that I was listening to, habits that I had. I'm completely sober now, so there's that. And I'm not saying like I'll never drink again or this, that, and the third, because I definitely do plan to, especially like when I'm hosting or whatever, because, you know, we just got a house and I'm excited, and I do want to host events, Christmas, holidays, like, I'm that girl. Like, I'm really that girl. I love stuff like that, like get-togethers and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Y'all, I'm literally using this viewfinder to see my face, so it's crazy. But everything will be fully blended out, probably off camera. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, I've been like doing lots of soul searching, and after the therapy I was going to, it highlighted some stuff for me and made me realize I need to be doing that inner work, that deep work. And so I found a great therapist here that accepts TRICARE, which is my military insurance, and she's Black. And I don't know, y'all, I love her. Like, I absolutely love her. After I'm done filming this, I need to reach out because I haven't scheduled a session for the new year yet. And I'm so excited to tell her we got the house, because every time I went, she's like, did you move in yet? And I'm like, girl, no. And I know she'll be so happy for me. But yeah, I had to really get into some serious therapy, y'all, and I'm about to start this thing called, I think it's called EDMR, where it's like trauma therapy. Because, y'all, I had a rough upbringing, and when you don't handle things, it'll handle you. Let's just say that. The traumas that you have in your life, even if you feel like you're not affected by it, oh, I done moved on, the past is the past, whatever. No, sweetie, you need to have a moment. You need to sit in whatever happened. You need to acknowledge that it did happen, right? Because just forgetting things or pushing things back in our memory is not the way to go. I'm not a therapist nor a psychologist, so I don't really know. Like, everything I'm saying right now is just my opinion. It's not a fact. But from what I've seen, like, just suppressing things and just being in survival mode, being like, listen, life is happening right now at this moment as we speak, and we don't got time to be sitting here crying over spilled milk. We just gonna keep it pushing. And not to make it look like things don't happen for other races, but definitely as Black people, we're so trained to be in survival mode that we just be keeping it pushing, and it's so unhealthy. It's a very unhealthy thing. I watch, like, my husband does that a lot, and it's crazy because you can definitely see it in other people, but a lot of times we can't tell when we're the ones doing it, you know what I mean? For me, I definitely know, you know, as a mom with 3 kids and a business owner and stuff, and even when I was working in restaurants, being in a good space mentally is very important to me being able to efficiently do my job. I don't get, you know, like on days, for example, if me and Deontay had an argument right before I went to work, I have to let him know, like, yo, you affected my money now, because I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have a terrible attitude dealing with my tables. Because even though, you know, you leave everything at the door, at the same time, I'm a person, and dealing with people all day long, sometimes we just be cracking at the seam, you know, and we be breaking down, and it's completely normal to have those days, but you're gonna be having those days a lot more frequently if you do not take care of the issues at the root. I recommend that everybody should be going to therapy for the new year, and our community is so bad about just not talking about mental health, and I just definitely want us to get out of that. If you really want to, like, witness my spiritual and just emotional healing and well-being, you should definitely go over to my vlog channel. I'm not really making vlogs anymore, but I am creating a lot of content towards, like, growth and, like, self-help stuff to help guide people and walk them through, like, my journey of how I'm able to just deal with certain things, like trying to run my business having ADHD, or I'm realizing that I have all these mental things going on, actually telling myself and realizing from therapists and just all kind of stuff, girl, you struggle with depression. I know I've had times in my life where, you know, like I said, I had a troubled upbringing, so I've had times where I've been going through things, but these are things that anybody that I know talk about. So it's just interesting because, like, for example, even if I tell my mom now, I'm like, I'm depressed, I know for a fact she's not gonna be like, oh, you need to tell your therapist. She's gonna probably be like, you need to pray. Or she's gonna be like, girl, everybody said I'm depressed, blah 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 blah, and just kind of like shrug it off. Nothing's, like, not to say nothing's wrong with that, but like, I don't fault my mom for that. She only operates according to her level, like what her life experience is, you know what I mean? We're sort of, I think I was listening to Breakfast Club yesterday, and this man, he was talking about how it's important to talk to your kids a certain way before they go to bed, and like before they go to school, stop yelling at them and stuff before they head out or before they lay down. And he said that one, they're going to wake up in a good mood, or that they're going to go to school and have a great day. And it's good to be your children's inner voice, not their inner critic. And it's so crazy because even Deontay came home yesterday and he was in like a different kind of mode, and he was like checking himself out loud. Like, he'd be saying something, and I'm not gonna put his business out there, but he has his own issues, and he would catch himself like being too strong or whatever, and be like, oh no, I'm gonna dial it down and change my tone because that's one of the things I'm working on. And I was looking at him like, okay, we love that. And yeah, he was just saying that basically he listened to the same thing that I was listening to. I was like, wow, okay, interesting. And y'all, I don't think I have the powder that I need for my under eye area because I want it to stay bright. The powder I have here is kind of like a deeper translucent shade, so I'm gonna go get that and then I'll be right back. Yeah, so I just grabbed this out of my kit, and I'm just gonna use probably this shade here under my eye because I want it to remain bright. I'm loving how we're looking so far. Facial structure is really hitting on 10, and as you can tell, that foundation kind of like really settled. It's not looking like a different shade from my chest anymore or anything. You just gotta kind of, you gotta figure out your product that you're working with, and then just understand, you know, you just gotta give it time. But anyways, yeah, so that was you know, just hearing him say that, and it's what I'm talking about. Like, we don't know sometimes that we're going through things and we don't acknowledge it. So I definitely feel like going to therapy just showed me just how many areas I was struggling in, because it was a lot more than what I even thought. Like, I was really just seeing the symptoms of things, but I didn't realize, yo, I was going through it in my head, y'all, really going through it, and I still am. But the key thing is that I'm doing the work. So I'm doing the work right now, and I've definitely been able to see benefits of doing that. And my face is eating today. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. It's been a minute since I've done makeup on myself. And whenever I do remind myself that I am that girl. Definitely am. When it comes on to these faces, honey, I don't play. And if you're into a good face week, baby, you need to stay tuned for this year, because I have so much in store. I'm going back to the basics as far as like some good old tutorials, because honestly, I feel like when I was just getting into makeup, there were so many OGs on here that would do like full-on tutorials. Granted, they weren't like professional makeup artists, but there were a ton of professional makeup artists too that would be on here doing videos, and I learned a lot on YouTube. I was self-taught for sure, and you know, in my earlier days, I definitely used to just like watch videos, and you know, life wasn't that great then, so I didn't really have the coins. So whenever I had a little bit of money, my budget could only take me to the corner store in New York, like any beauty supply store, you know, those big old ones, and I would get just a ton of makeup. I would just be makeup shopping like crazy. And I don't even think I'm gonna use my loose powder on the rest of my face. I'm loving what I got going on right now. So see, this is what I mean by when I'm doing things, I just be kind of going with the flow. And that's what we doing today. We going with the flow, cause I'm feeling myself. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I used to do. And then I used to just be in the mirror just doing my face over and over and over, because like I said, I've always kind of like struggled with depression and stuff. And back then what I used to do was, my style of coping is really to avoid things, and which I've learned about myself now. So I'm able to identify when I'm doing that, when I'm like walking away from conflict or whatever, when I'm like, something happens and I just completely shut down. I'm like, yeah, I don't even have nothing else to say, or I'll be like, I'm done. Like when you hear me say I'm done, usually it's something going on internally where you just really pissed me off, and I'm just not even gonna address it. Like I'm good. Which I want to strike a balance between that, because I do love that I do that, because you know, sometimes you really don't want to give things too much energy. I'm not going to be going back and forth with nobody. 2024, sweetie, you're getting cut off. You're blocked and deleted. Never even existed, actually. So that's what we're doing all 2024. But I also, when I do that, I need to make sure, for the sake of myself, that I am addressing what it is that upset me, and to make sure that in the future that does not trigger me again. Because I'm not gonna keep giving people all this power over myself. Anyways, so back to like what to expect for this year, right? If you notice, sorry, I'm doing it again, but I just want to point this out. That is one thing that I do a lot as well, because I do have ADHD, which I realized this year as well, or last year as well. When I'm doing something, I will literally switch into doing something else, which is why serving was such a great job for me, and I did so well at it, because I was able to really function so well in chaos. Like I thrive in chaos, because my brain is just like, and it's always anyways thinking about at least 10 things at once. Like I'm always just having multiple conversations in my head. My head is never ever quiet. It's even hard for me to sleep sometimes, because I'm just always thinking about stuff, and that is a mental condition, y'all. But anyways, yeah, that being said, when you see me like talking about something and I kind of hop onto talking about something else, it's not intentional, y'all. It's just I'm working on it. Hopefully that's something that I can, like with therapy or something, change, or now that I'm aware of it, I can kind of help focus my thoughts a little bit more, because I hate it. I really do. It bothers me. But yeah, back to what I was saying, which is what to expect for 2024. Yeah, there were so many people that were doing like real deal tutorials. Jackie Aina, even Leah J, Patrick Starr, Jeffree Star, all these people. I grew up watching a ton of tutorials, just like tutorial after tutorial after tutorial. There are a lot of girls on YouTube now doing videos as well, but what I've noticed, for one, everybody and their mama is a makeup artist or some type of hairstylist now. Like no credentials, no nothing, no proper training, and it's evident by the way how they're doing things on camera. Because it's one thing to be trained the proper way and just to like cut corners a little bit, But there's certain things where, one, if you value your brand, and if you especially have a business behind it, like you not just on here like, hey, I'm not a makeup artist, but I'm gonna show you how to do my makeup, and you just like doing things that's not right, that's one thing. And I don't watch those videos and bash people. But when people come on here and be like, I'm a makeup artist, and they have so many clients, they booked and busy, their channel have like 300,000 people plus, so they have a wide audience, and they're on there doing super unsanitary things or this, that, and the third, that bothers me. Because like I mentioned, I learned to do makeup on YouTube. And I know a ton of upcoming artists, that's what they do. Not everybody has $1,000 or whatever to pay for a one-on-one with a working artist. And even then, a lot of working artists, which is the point that I'm getting at, don't practice to do the right thing. So it's you, unless you know the things to look out for, you really could fall victim to being taught by somebody that's doing things improperly. And y'all, I had to come out of retirement because I was just like, damn, these girls just out here being a bold-faced lie. Like, it is absolutely just crazy how these girls just don't give it. Oh, my face looks so good. Jesus, I'm pleased, very pleased. I'm gonna take my eyeshadow powder brush though. I'm gonna go into that same powder, just brighten up my under eye a little bit and set it a little bit more. But yeah, these girlies just really don't give a damn, you know. And so I was like, okay, we need to balance this out a little bit. Not saying that I am perfect, but I definitely do take pride in the things that I do. Whatever it is that I say, I put my mind to, that okay, I want to learn this new skill, or I want to do this or that, you can count on that I'm going to give it my 100%. I'm not going to be cutting corners, just be like, oh well, I got the clients now, so I mean, I guess it don't even matter to, you know, get the training or do this, or I mean, they don't know no better if I am using the same brush over and over again on people, or using things that's just not even safe for like the face, on the face. It's just, I don't know, it's very frustrating. And I'm gonna just focus on showing you guys the right thing, but I'm not on here to call out anybody or bash people or be like, oh, you're using milk of magnesia, you shouldn't do that, or whatever the hell. I'm just gonna do what I know is right, and hopefully if you guys see value in that, you know, this is free information. All I ask is that you subscribe to my channel, give my video a thumbs up, and share it so that more people can get good quality information. Like that powder got into my throat, it just feels really dry. I'm gonna like kind of bring some color back into my face. I got a natural face structure, so it kind of looks like I kind of already contoured and stuff, and I don't really contour my face heavily for that reason, because the way my face is naturally shaped, I'll do that. I've gotten out of the habit of just doing things routinely with makeup. You know, everybody's face is not the same, and that's a part of the issue that I see with a lot of people's videos too, is they do everybody makeup the same. And it's like, you can't do that. I get it, this makeup look is fire, but this makeup look ain't gonna be fire on everybody. Like, cut it out. And I just want people to learn, you know, a little bit of versatility, and most importantly, to understand why they're doing what they're doing. So okay, if you're contouring the nose, why are you doing that? If you need to lift the brow, why are you doing that? And in that case, you probably just need to lift one brow, not the other. You know what I mean? Understanding proper color correction, and most importantly, just how to do things safely. I want to teach, but I also don't want to be boring. You know, I'm saying, oh, we're gonna learn how to do things properly and this, that, and the third. I'm not out here to be a stiffler, like that's wrong or whatever, because truthfully there's really not a lot of rules when it comes on to makeup, and it probably seems like it to a beginner, but once you really learn what you need to learn, you'll understand that you can really do a full face with 3 products. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna prove all these things to you, so I'm not just gonna sit on here and be like, oh yeah, like I can do this, I can do. I'm gonna actually show you guys these things that you can do this. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, so stay tuned. We finna have lots of super fun content showing you guys how to be very versatile with makeup, and just really teaching you guys. I'm gonna also have some amazing entrepreneurs on here. I've thought about this series, which I'm so excited about. So far, everybody I've reached out to said yes and accepted my invitation to be on here. So we're gonna see some fire people, some really amazing entrepreneurs that I've met since living in like Georgia. I live in South Carolina now, but I still work in Savannah a lot because I do mostly like bridal work. So I do like bridal hair and makeup, and I also do any type of special events like quinceañeras. I do maternity shoots and any type of photo shoots like boudoir or whatever, but I really do predominantly like bridal when it comes on to makeup. But I'm also trained as a luxury extension specialist, which is exciting because I'll also be having some of that on here too. I gotta look in this mirror to make sure I'm not making myself too dark, child. But yeah, I'll also be having that content coming where I'm, you know, like installing some microlinks or some K-tips or tape-in install. I know the girlies are really loving tape-ins right now, and yeah, we gonna get into it, y'all. And like I said, whatever I'm putting out here, I'm really gonna try to have it be my best work. Oh my god, that powder. Whew, y'all, we was cleaning up last night in this house and everything's so dusty because, like I said, it was a construction. So they have things everywhere, and golly, it was so much dust in here when we moved in. We've mopped at least 4 times now, and it's so much dust. Last night, me and Deontay, we was going through it. We cleaned up so much yesterday, and we both started getting like asthmatic. We were having like struggling, child. I was like, shoot, it was him first. He was like, I feel like I can't breathe. I don't know if he jinxed me, child, because like not long after that, my chest was real tight. I was literally in the middle of washing up the dishes, and then I was just like, oh, I can't. And I went to the room and I lay down, and yeah, I was really just struggling. But anyways, yeah, so back to my life update. I just had to make sure I told you guys about what to expect, because the life update is cool, but you'll see more of that kind of stuff on my other channel. But this channel is my beauty channel, so I had to make sure I got that out of the way for sure. So that's why I'm kind of going back and forth. I was very intentional about that part just now. Into how do I want to do this? All right, yeah, so now things have been going great, you know, especially after moving in. I'm very, very, very happy. I'm excited for the direction my life is going in. I'll be 30 this year, and my life is right on track. I'm not gonna lie. God's not on your timing, but he knows what he's doing. You get what I'm saying? So if you feel like, oh God, why is this not happening for me, or this, that, or the third, or just anything at all, you're just getting frustrated with God, pray about it. For one, let him know your concerns. Like, hey Lord, I'm I know you got this, but I got bills to pay, or you know, like I'm really out struggling. Just let him know, because he already knows your heart. So you sitting down there having a little fake prayer when he's looking at you like, girl, please, because you don't even mean nothing that you're saying right now. Like, don't even play God for a sucker like he's an idiot. He really is the all-knowing. And that's one thing I'm gonna stand 10 toes on, is my God, because if you've experienced it, you know. And the type of faith that I have comes from a place of experience. I was raised in the church, and just like most people raised in the church, I definitely like went my own way and everything. Not because of God, but because of people. But that's the thing, when you get out of the scope of religion per se, like stop being obsessed with everything that you're being taught, like to the T, and being so literal, and just experience God for yourself. Read the Bible for yourself, or whatever holy book you have, and just do your own spiritual search. The Bible says, seek and you shall find, and I have definitely found that to be my experience. Once you really get curious enough to be like, okay, God, I want to know you, reveal yourself to me, you'll start seeing God in a lot of things. And it'll be a lot of like everyday regular things that you used to probably do on the regular that you never noticed before, but they just different now. You know, things are different now because you have a new understanding. God has opened your eyes. He's removed that veil, you know. Everything that we see in real life is a spiritual manifestation first. And that's why I'm very careful now with my daily interactions, who I'm sharing my space with, lending my energy to, the things that I say, how I speak about myself, just everything. It's been a time. I had quite the journey last year and almost took me out, but thank God I am triumphant. I came out on top. I'm really torn right now because I'm absolutely living for this matte look on my eye, but I'm tempted to put like a pop of highlight right here, which I think I will. If you're in the Savannah area, y'all go get your lashes done by my girl Matisse. She's a licensed esthetician. I'm not ever gonna recommend nobody to you guys that's not proper people. As much as you hear me saying that it's a pet peeve for me watching people do things incorrectly, you should know I'm not gonna recommend a stylist or anybody to you that you gonna go to and they're unprofessional or they're dirty or this, that, and the third. Like, I'm just not. I hope you guys can kind of see what I got going on down here. It's subtle work, but it's important, very necessary for the overall look. You kind of went smoky on the eye, so definitely not an everyday look. I would not do my makeup like this every day. I don't know what we're gonna call her, but she's not an everyday girl. She ain't your average chick. She not one to be played with. You hear me? Yeah. Even though I'm not really talking much in this video, I hope, one, it's entertaining, and two, I hope you at least learn something. If nothing else, I hope you at least like the beach, child, cause definitely like she's giving. Lighting is so important when you're doing makeup, because I feel like looking at this right now, I feel like this side is a little bit smokier, but at the same time, the way I'm standing at this mirror, the light isn't hitting my face at the same angle, so I don't want to make the other side smoky to match this side, and then when I get out in a different lighting, it's different, you see. But so I'm gonna double check my makeup somewhere else. This is one of my favorite glams I've done in a minute, and it only took us an hour, y'all. That's growth, because if you're not new here, you know I take easily 2 hours on my face, and for it to be an hour with me talking, like, yeah, she's grown, man. Ooh, I'm looking for mascara. Oh, it's right in front of my eye. Come on, girl. Only gonna put mascara on my bottom lashes because obviously I'm wearing lash extensions, and if you don't know, you should not put mascara on your lash extensions. You can put them on strip lashes, but not your lash extensions. I don't have a lot of bottom lashes, as you can probably tell. And I'm trying to not just like smear it on there, because we just did all this beautiful work. I don't want it ruined by mascara. I think I just want to do a glossy lip. Y'all, she looking like a baddie. This face is tea. Alright, let's go outside and look at her in natural light. Okay, so the light out here is definitely more harsh. Oh my god, it's so bright. I probably can't show you. I'm gonna go out back. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Can y'all see? She's still eating out here. Yep. She is still having a full course meal. She's still dinner, not a snack. She is tea. Oh, it's crazy how it goes from being absolutely freezing to being so hot. The sun is as hot as it looks. Okay, let me get in a little bit of shade, but still outside for the natural light. Do we love? Skin looks so good. If you like this beach, y'all, and you want to see more like it, you know what to do. And if you don't know what to do, let me tell you what you should be doing. You should be subscribing. You should be giving me a good thumbs up. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. If you like this you liked our little chit chat for one, drop a comment down below. Tell me if you enjoy this style of video. I do plan to do a lot more like get ready with me's this year. I plan to, like I said, I'm gonna do tutorials on clients, live clients, so I could show upcoming makeup artists how to do makeup on not just my face, like different eye shapes and things of that nature. I'm gonna go over sanitation, proper sanitation, how to build a kit, admin stuff, how to set up your website, just a lot. Be sure a plethora of information. I'll also be putting y'all onto maybe other content creators and stuff like that that I do like, that I do trust their work and their advice, and just being a good overall guide. I'm out of breath again from going outside. Y'all pray for me. I'm on a fitness journey as well. I will be working out this year, but yeah. Anyways, one more look at the skin. Do be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I think I've earned it, but yeah, that's it. If there's anything that you feel like I should have changed about the look, I didn't end up doing the inner corner highlight, but I love it just the way